Howdy, folks. Sadly, I'm getting attacked by an effing dragon right now. These things are kind of annoying. Can't lie. Don't want to go in there. Where is he going? Anyways, hello, welcome back. Oh, he can't get over the mountain. Get wrecked, bro. No. I was about to say, I really need the dragon soul. Alright. Speaking of, I have that. First off, I need to trade some things. How much can you carry? Enough. Clearly. Alright. It's like 1 a.m. It's Christmas morning, too. Really need to go to bed, but as of right now, I've got a little more to record, so I meant to record 2 today. We're only going to get 1 down. But whatever. Let's keep moving. We are heading into Ancestor's Glade because we have to find a Moth Priest's knife. And then go start cutting trees. Something about Oriel's bow. I've heard nightmares about this thing, so who knows exactly what's in store for us. Let's go into magic, though, and then for shouts, can I favorite summon Durnavir? We will summon him when we get in. Do a fight where we can summon him. Yeah, I remember walking in here.
Not very impressive, is it? If this ends up being a wasted trip, your friend Dexy and I are gonna have some words when we get back.
I don't think this is gonna be a wasted trip. I think I can walk across this and it opens up. I feel like I've been in here. I mean, I have before. And it opens up into its own beautiful place.
Wow. Look at this place. No one's been here in centuries. I doubt
It's
there's
so
anyone
pretty,
else
actually.
there.
This is awesome.
Now all we need to do is track down one of those cannons. Hope the moths like that bark as much as Dexian said they would.
What does that mean? Look at it. It's been suggested that I might be able to read Elder Scrolls myself if I use an ancient technique performed by the original. I'm on my way to a place known as to discover the origin of a mysterious ritual.
Look at them. They've definitely taken a liking to you. And unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer.
What? knew there was one up there. See one over there. I just gotta run the path, I think. Two more. Let's see, one. There's one right here. Should be one. There we go.
Whoa. I think that might have been what we were waiting for. Let's head back up there and see if we can read the scrolls.
What an interesting quest. Ha! Okay.
Nervous? Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow.
That was strange.
I could see it in your eyes. You looked about 1,000 leagues away. What about Ariel's bow? Do you know where we can find it?
In a place called Darkfall Cave.
Then it's almost over. We can finally put an end to this ridiculous prophecy. Where is this Darkfall Cave?
The scrolls gave me its exact
Then
location.
let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down.
What do you know about Ariel's bow?
Not much. If you read any history, it shows up from time to time, but it's a hard thing to track. As far as I know, though, it's never been held by a vampire. That would be a new one.
What does it have to do with the sun? This is the shooting the sun thing.
Ariel is one of the elven gods. He's with the rest of them in Etherius. The way I've heard it, the sun represents the connection from our world to theirs. Supposedly, the bow draws its energy from the sun itself, which is why it shows up in that prophecy.
What exactly does it do?
And that part, I don't know. Once we have it, where'd you come from?
What the f- Okay, that didn't work. Serana.
Do you need something?
Other than the fact that some vampires just attacked us, no, I guess not. Jeez, man. That,
Oh, what is it?
that was unexpected. We did hit level 90 on two-handing. Like I said, I would be relatively interested, in a little further exploration into the one-handed stuff. I mean, I just kind of want to do that as well. Darkfall Cave. Haven't discovered it yet. It'll be just north of here. Orioles.
Who's there?
Bus hasn't been too bad so far. Ooh. I'm gonna have to potion up here. Dang. You weren't very easy. Can I like summon Durnavir out here? But like, okay, we're gonna try it. Never mind, not on some random wolves. We'll do it on something more
Done and done.
more challenging. There it is. Darkfall Cave. Alright, Oriel's bow. Just by the way, for our conjuration and alteration, which we do quite often. Alteration's at 69 and conjuration is all the way down here at 51. It might be a good idea to switch out one of the conjuration things into something new. Oh, there's Arvac. Oh, that's cool. I can just call a steed. That's pretty sick. We've been using the Seducer. Let's use the Golden Saint again. It's very dark in here so far. I think this episode we are easily going to get to level 41. Hello.
There. That'll teach you.
I'm so glad somebody in the comments told me how to use the favoriting system. I'm sure I would have figured it out by now.
Did you hear something?
Ooh, Moonstone. I don't need that, but That's good to know. Holy cow, dude.
Who's there? That'll teach you.
He's really strong, dude. That was also sick.
Who's there? I knew I heard something. Done and done.
This place is dope, dude.
Where'd you come from?
Teach you to mess with me.
Sitting on a chest with an emerald. I need a higher level conjuration. Getting close, actually.
These people were. Why would
Darkfall Cave, no.
anyone want to set up camp here? I wonder what happened.
Here, I'll take them all. This is quite the, It's quite the place to set up camp. Check up before we check over. This is the way out. Figure this out later. Alright, let's read that note. Sister, I know that you'll come find me, but it will be too late. If you find this letter, get out of this forsaken cave as soon as possible. We were fools to think we could live so close to such creatures and live peacefully. I should have headed back to camp with you after we placed the torches down here. I thought these trolls would be different, that they would somehow understand we didn't want to hurt them. I am now cornered, and it's only a matter of time before one of the trolls decides to finish me off. Hope it's a quick death. Farewell, my dear sister. Trolls. That's really what we super scared of. Effing trolls, bro. Really?
It's nothing.
Something's not right here. Be careful. I think we may be in for some trouble.
What was that?
I was sure I heard something. Who's there? I was sure I heard something.
Get sniped, bro. Take my elven arrows back. Bloody chest.
Come forward. You have nothing to fear here.
There's some kind of power from it.
What the f?
I am Knight Paladin Gelabor. Welcome to the great chantry of Auriel.
This cave is a temple to Auriel?
Auriel, Auriel, Alkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the sovereign of the Snow Elves.
Snow elves? You're a Falmer?
I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed.
I imagine you know why we're here.
Of course, you're here for Auriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance.
Of course. What type of assistance?
I need you to kill Archcurate Vertha, my brother.
Kill your brother, why?
The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no longer the brother I once knew. It was the Betrayed. They did something to him. I just don't know why Auriel would allow this to happen.
What exactly did the Betrayed do?
They swept into the chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause.
Didn't you fight back?
The chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of paladins, but we were no match for the Betrayed's sheer numbers. They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum where I believe they corrupted Vertha.
You don't even know if he's alive?
He's alive. I've seen him, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting.
Have you tried getting into the inner sanctum?
Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a Knight Paladin of Auriel, and an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death.
Way shrine?
Yes, let me show you. This structure is known as a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Auriel to our initiates.
What's that basin in the center signify?
Once the initiate completed his mantras, he'd dip a ceremonial ewer in the basin at the way shrine center and proceed to the next way shrine.
So these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long would they have to do that?
Well, once the initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the ewer to the chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the Archcurate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? Makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. We need to do all that nonsense to get into the temples so we can kill your brother and claim Ariel's bow.
I know how it all sounds. But if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the Initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment.
How many more way shrines are there?
There are 5 in total, spread far apart.
That's a
across the
couple
Chantry.
episodes. These caves must be massive.
Caves? Oh no. The Chantry encompasses far more than a few caves, as you'll soon discover. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the Initiate's ewer.
So I need to fill this at each way shrine.
Once you've located a way shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate tending to it. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin, as if you've been enlightened.
I'll be off then.
This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any questions before you leave, I suggest
Alright,
you ask.
I'll ask all of them.
Otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey. Questions? I expected as much.
What is the Chantry of Oriel?
This is, or was, the epicenter of our religion. Most of the Snow Elf people worshipped Oriel. The Chantry was constructed near the beginning of the First Era to provide a retreat for those that wish to become enlightened.
Most snow elves?
Our empire had temples to some of the other deities. Trinimac, Ciribane, Yffrey, and Finister rounded out the rest. But those temples paled in comparison to the glory of the Chantry and its way shrines.
The way shrines are part of the Chantry, then.
Oh yes, they were an important part of the process here. They represented the steps the Initiates took on the path to total enlightenment. Sadly, the magic used to construct these wonders were lost long before I arrived here.
Who are the spectral prelates you mentioned?
They're ghosts of the Snow Elf priests that tended the way shrines before being slaughtered by the betrayed. Through the grace of Oriel, they were restored to their spectral form to enable them to continue their duties.
Good, they should be able to help us.
I'm afraid in their current form, they still believe the Chantry to be an active center of worship. They won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate and you're undertaking the journey to the inner sanctum.
Who are your people?
We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that occupied a portion of Skyrim. Unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as their ancestral home.
Appears the Nords won.
In a manner of speaking. We had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground-dwelling dwarves, and when faced with extinction, we turned to them for help. Surprisingly, they agreed to protect us, but demanded a terrible price. The blinding of our race.
Everyone couldn't have possibly agreed to that.
There were splinter groups that resisted the agreement, and even some that sought alternate alliances. But when it was all said and done, those elves were either slaughtered, vanished, or gave up and took the dwarves' bargain.
What turned your people into the betrayed?
I've often asked myself that very same question. The blinding of my race was supposedly accomplished with a toxin, certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted beings they've become.
Why weren't the snow elves here affected? I mean, that's a great question.
The Chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarves' offer to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt to intervene.
Is that why you had retained your sight?
Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the dwarves and the Nords. Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people.
You mean the betrayed?
Yes, they swarmed the Chantry in vast numbers until we were completely overrun. We never really stood a chance. I assumed that the Archcurate was corrupted by them when they found a way to breach the inner sanctum.
There are others here like you?
Verther and myself are the only 2 snow elves that remain. May Oriel light your path.
Interesting. Okay. It's just Serana and I, and we are heading to the Way Shrines.
Questions? I expected as much. May Oriel light your path.
In the next one, we will take on... I don't know what's next. We're going to find Oriel's bow. I just don't know when. That's it for me. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.